That sounds good. It sounds really good. Haven't heard of music in a while.
Yeah, I know. It kind of has a calming effect, doesn't it?
It does.
Makes me erect.
Huh.
Well, I don't have that.
I don't have that
feeling.
reaction either.
Oh, that's just me.
Yeah, just you.
You guys have a hard time
That's
getting erect?
that's
Is that an age thing?
No, it's just a
Fetish, maybe?
strange thing for you, yeah.
Yeah, strange fetish.
Yeah, this music gives you a boner. That's a fetish.
I think Erect covered it.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody, back to the podcast. We were off last week.
We're going to be off next week, too,
and we're
because
gonna be
you're
off- yeah.
gallivanting again, aren't you?
Gallivanting. I'm very important. I'm going to NYC.
Good luck.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's supposed to not be too cold. So, but
Are you
it's
taking
funny.
the subway?
My wife wants me to buy a trench coat, and I'm like, okay, I don't need to buy a trench coat. You know,
Trench coat.
Well,
yeah,
because it's
everybody
going to be
walks around
cold.
in downtown New York City.
It'd be
They're
like
got
the Matrix walking
yeah,
around.
they got the trench
Hey,
coats
how you
and
doing?
these scarves.
Trench coats. Look like nude. You could flash people.
Oh, well, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
That's kind of
That's what you do in
hot.
New
Well,
York.
that brings
It's going
a
to be a
whole
nice
new
leather one.
It brings a whole new incentive to getting the trench coat.
Yeah.
Is it going to be leather?
I'm not buying
Those
one.
And then you
pretty
could line
pricey.
it. You could line it with fake Rolexes.
I guess I could. There's endless opportunities.
Yes.
Oh, imagine all the pockets you could put in there to
Yeah.
a full assembly of
Just
bar
Booze bottles.
pocket of little bar
A bunch of
bottles.
minis.
Yes.
Of course, it'd weigh
Traveler's
about 50
Delight.
pounds.
like
but you know,
400 minis in my.
Oh God, you would be
it's all weighted
That'd be
down.
fantastic.
yeah.
I'm dragging on the
Paul's here.
ground.
He's our
Are you
mule.
okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just need to drink a
Why
couple
are
of
you
these.
sweating so much? It's 5 degrees outside. You're
My
sweating
back.
profusely.
My back. Well, cool.
All right, dudes like us, it's February 23rd, 2023, and we're super excited because we haven't done this in a long time,
We
and
haven't.
we've got, we're jam-packed with topics to talk about, and unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of outside of I don't want to say political, but there's a lot of shit going on in the United States
Yeah,
right
world
now.
events, right?
Well, I want to talk about your experience last week.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's definitely a dudes like us moment. And you know
Yes.
what? I want to talk about midlife, not necessarily midlife crisis, but the whole midlife thing and how important it is to do shit as a dudes like us, because dudes like us are working every single day. You may not be living paycheck to paycheck, but you're living. You have to get your paycheck to paycheck to pay for shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So
Yeah, I don't know a lot of
You
people
know-
that could go without a job for an extended period
no,
of time.
I mean, I could.
Right.
It's
That's called retirement, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not ready for that. There are some people that are
Right.
fantastic. I'm happy for you, but there are people that aren't, and we're not. And
Yeah.
the thing is what I'm getting at is that there are a lot of folk out there that like, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Hell, we say it all the time. Let's go
know.
camping. Let's do this.
It
You know
makes
what?
Jeff very irritated.
It does.
Yeah.
Because I sit up here and it was like, and
Yeah.
we talk about it
All the
on the
time.
one I'm editing now.
Hell, we
And
can't
you-
even go to the arena football game.
the same
That's
topic.
like the easiest thing we could cross off the list.
But here's the thing,
Right.
our midlife is, people are. Right now, the average lifespan is
We're
between
past
70
midlife.
to 80
Yeah,
years
we're
old.
past.
And you think about it, and we're like, oh, we're in our 50s right now. Well, fuck. We're past that midlife point. And I never really thought of it like that until I
Yeah.
watched some stupid video on Instagram.
You may have about 30 years left.
Thanks.
Well, in my lineage, the average male life expectancy is 118.
Ooh.
Again,
So
I know
yeah,
we've talked
I've
about
got
this
a lot of time.
Is
I
that
know- I know we've talked
metric
about
or imperial?
years.
I'm not sure.
Is that by the Mayan calendar or the
No, we already died by the
Roman.
Mayan calendar, didn't we?
in 2012?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we.
But I know we've had this discussion about would you live to 118? I say no.
I mean, it totally depends on your quality of life.
That's what I mean. I mean, it's,
Well, I mean, would you want to live to 118?
that's if I could still get around, if I could still take care of
Yeah.
myself and stuff like
I
that.
mean, how old's
but
your pop?
he's 81.
He's 81. So right now, he's on the cusp.
He'll be 81 in April, about a month from now. 2 months.
Yeah, but we're going to have robotic exoskeletons, right? Like
Let's
we're,
get that
We're
way.
going to be in like a Terminator suit,
It's
and
getting
we're
that
going to be
way.
able to walk around. And I mean, I'm being kind of somewhat serious. I mean, at that
It's-
point,
it's all gonna
people who
boil
are
down to
non-mobile
money.
are going to have a lot of options.
You know what's weird is I had a dream just last night about my dad, and this is crazy. So this stems from me driving past his house yesterday and not going by, and feeling guilt as I
Oh.
drove by his street. I was like, I should stop by, but I had to go. I had shit to do. So, and I felt guilty about this. Anyways, the dream was like he was dying, and he could live, and it required medicine, but the
Right.
medicine was like it was
$10,000 a month.
It was some ridiculous like
Right.
that. Where it would be it was something ridiculous like
Well,
that.
doesn't the military pay for that?
Well, it doesn't matter, but the cost
That
out of
wasn't
pocket.
incorporated.
Oh, that
into
wasn't
the
a part of the
dream.
dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that's a
It didn't
real.
become
That's a,
like an
we didn't read
insurance
the fine
dream.
print,
but that's a real scenario where these
It
other
is.
people
It is,
can't
totally.
afford the meds.
It's all about the quality of life and how much you can afford. And if you've got deep pockets and you're wealthy, well, yeah, you can afford it. If you drink yourself into a pit, yeah, they just fucking euthanize an Asian kid and you got a new liver. It's just
Wow.
crazy. Well, do you know what? That's the reality of it. It is the reality.
Man,
if you
I
have
hope-
money, you can live for like George Soros. He's a walking fucking dinosaur.
Did you see him the other
Talk
day
about
where he
Pet
couldn't
Sematary.
do his speech?
I wanted to click on it, and I clicked on it, and it was spinning, and so I never watched it.
He was just like,
So he just had like he had a Biden moment.
for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Damn.
Him and,
Well, he's not. I mean, what is he? He's 80. What is he?
I have no idea.
He
how
looks
old
like
is.
200.
Yeah, he looks like a freaking corpse.
Right.
Yeah. New World Order. Him and Klaus. What's his name? Scott?
Schwab.
Yeah, Klaus Schwab. Did you see what he was wearing the other day?
Tunic.
I had never heard of this guy until the Elon Musk.
He's a rich mofo, apparently.
Yeah, and that was at the
He's just-
World Government Conference, and
Yeah.
Elon Musk was on the screen.
Oh man, Elon was
He
fantastic.
totally shit all over him.
Yeah,
He
he was
did.
just kind of like, the new world order is
It
just
doesn't-
it's not
but-
going to work.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea, is what he said.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
He goes, I know it's kind of ironic that I'm saying this at the World Forum or the World Government Forum, but it's a bad idea. I'm against it.
Right.
And I'm
Because-
sure all the people
because-
were like, you asshole.
Well, his logic was correct. He
Yeah,
goes,
it was.
when societies fail, there are other ones out there
George
to
Soros,
pick up
92 years old.
to pick up the slack.
yeah.
He goes, if you have one big society and it dies, where does that knowledge go and what happens?
Right. No, it's an excellent point.
Right.
I was having a very
Especially when they're changing they're changing the rules. They're changing the history. They're cherry picking and changing history. So when you die, it's like Donald Trump, for example. They're
Right.
totally omitting him from everything.
right.
Abraham
They'll
Accords
write
and-
him out of every history book. He won't even have. There'll be like a gap in the presidency.
And you have countries out there who will not go for this. I won't go for it.
No.
But look at some of these countries in the Middle East, and is Zimbabwe going to go for it? Is Congo going to go for it? Is Syria? Is Israel? Are all these people who
I don't
have
think
all
they have a
these
choice.
who have all of these?
Right.
Well, sure they do. What do you mean?
Well, they do have a choice, but
I'm
there
not going to be part of that.
all of those countries depend on other countries to provide support
There will
in
be
one way or the other.
No,
there
it-
will be financial incentive. If they don't join, they're not going to get a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
It's just like how the federal government.
What pie?
Well, how about penicillin? Hey, guess what? You fucking join or you get no penicillin.
Right.
Well, okay, I'm Israel. I'm going to do it myself.
I mean, look at
Well,
the
they'll
federal
pick
look at the
something
federal
else.
government.
Cobalt.
If you don't adopt this federal program in your state, we're no longer giving you federal funding for your highways.
How
I
the
mean,
hell does
it's
Israel
extortion.
get so much.
It's extortion, but imagine that extortion on a grand level, and imagine that 80 years from now,
You're still going to have.
and we live in a different world.
You're still
right?
going to have countries.
I agree.
You're not going to say, okay, borders are gone. We're all one big happy family
That's what they want.
because Israel, Palestine, Iran,
You're right.
Iraq, they're never going to get there.
You're right,
Mm.
unless they're taken over by somebody.
Who? We've tried in Afghanistan. That didn't work. They just
yeah, it's
Right.
like
resumed their
China.
business.
it's like a
in
hydra.
30 minutes.
You cut off one head, another one just populates it. It's an ideology. So unless you change the ideology, it's always going to be the same.
North Korea, South Korea. Who's gonna give?
Well,
Yeah, probably nobody.
Right.
Well, that's where I hate to say it, but part North Korea probably just needs to melt.
Well, there's a lot of good people that live there. They're at camps.
Oh, just part.
A lot of good people. All of them are good people. They're just brainwashed.
Yeah,
Well, it's just
it's
the
funny.
government.
George Soros is 92 years old.
Yeah,
There was a lady.
well, his son is just
on-
as bad coming up behind him.
There's a lady that was from North Korea, and the FBI had asked her to come and talk about North Korea, and they vetted her, and she found out that she was a Trump supporter and all this other stuff, and then they basically canceled
Right.
her to speak in front of them.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
So much.
The FBI itself, with everything that's coming out,
They're weaponized.
they are. It's embarrassing.
As,
But
as
And that's
the
so
IRS
entrenched.
as well.
It's so entrenched. How do you're going to have someone come in and clean house, and I don't know how easy that is to do.
I actually don't think it's that difficult because most of that ideology stuff is in the leadership.
Correct.
So you cut the head off of it, and then you replace it with a new head, like a Hydra, like you were saying. And because what I've heard is,
you guys playing footsies?
yeah,
I was.
yeah,
It was
I
nice.
didn't want to stop. But I hear the field agents, like the agent level, they're disgusted, just like in the military.
Right.
Yeah.
At the field level, they're like they can't believe the bullshit that the
And that was
Pentagon,
another thing I heard.
what the Pentagon is spouting.
That
Right?
they vetted a bunch of generals. I mean,
Yeah,
they
it's
literally
crazy.
planted
It's the
left-wing
leadership.
generals to get them up there to make these decisions.
Who
Right.
did?
Obama, the Obama administration.
So can that be undone? Can you go up to Mark Milley and say, "All right, it's time for you to retire"?
well, they're not
Can
supposed
a president
to
do
have,
that?
I think they
yeah.
can dismiss generals, can't they? They're the commander in
Master
chief.
in chief can, yeah.
Well, he's the commander in chief. Yeah. So can he go up and go, "You're done, and you're done, You need to retire"?
I would think so.
And we're promoting A, B, C, D, and E to replace you.
I was actually hoping that Trump would do more of that, like in different agencies and different government
I
agencies.
think. Well, I know he focused on the courts.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did.
He,
Yeah,
he had a ton of appointments there, and we're seeing the fruits of that now.
we are.
Right.
We are.
So we're
Some
seeing.
rational decisions.
Yeah, we are, and you still get some stupid ones, but
Yeah.
Well,
the military and the FBI, CIA, I don't know. They've always been kind of strange to me.
there should
that
be
whole thing.
no political anything.
no.
I remember when the Brennan, was it John Brennan?
John Brennan. Yeah,
CIA, right?
is he CIA or FBI?
I thought it was CIA. But anyway, so any of these guys that leave in generals, especially generals, when they retire and then suddenly they become a pundit on CNN,
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's
I'm
not-
like, no. You were apolitical your whole life, and you
Yeah.
should be that way now,
right.
right?
I'll tell you what, this past week, I'm sitting here drinking this. I'm really enjoying it because I haven't drank.
It's
I'm
really
smelling
good.
some
And
vanillas in this thing.
I haven't drank because I had a issue last week. And
With your butthole.
You had an issue with your butthole? Is that what you said?
I think that's what he said.
you know, it was
Is it
funny.
like a
I
like
laughed
a
at
rash?
myself. I was laughing at myself when you were sending pictures of side by side pictures of early, younger actor and older actor. That's your picture of Paul in a butthole.
That was
Yes, you
not.
did.
That was a completely unprovoked attack.
I thought unprovoked attack.
It was unwarranted.
Oh my god! I was laughing.
I was just
so
like,
hard
really?
when
What
I
was it?
sent
It was a
literally-
picture of Paul in a butthole,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was crying,
Well, but
and then you were
the
like,
context
"Dude."
the context was bad surgeries, bad plastic
Surgeries, right.
So we were showing what, like, I don't know. I'm not
Befores
picking
and
on- I'm
afters
not-
kind of a thing.
Yeah, a before and after of all sorts of different actresses and actors. Yeah, and then Sean decides to send me a little bit younger. I don't know where that picture's from, and then a close up of a butthole.
It was clean.
little sphincter. Yeah.
Was it clean? I didn't get a good look at it.
You didn't zoom in, look at the
No,
crevices.
I didn't.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, I haven't drank. So this tastes really good. And
You had
last
some.
week,
You had some Saturday.
yeah. Well, that's just it. I had Saturday.
Well, yeah, you didn't want dry socket, so you told me I'm not
I was
drinking
just
till
scared.
Tuesday.
I didn't want anything fucking with
Yeah.
it because
Right.
I've had some dry socket when I had my wisdom teeth taken out, and it was uncomfortable.
Right.
It was uncomfortable. It almost as bad as having a bad tooth. And I'll tell you what, I had to take off 5 days of work for a tooth, and I'm telling you, it hurt so bad. I was on my hands and knees with my head under a fucking pillow on the couch.
Wow.
It was unbearable. And
And you're saying you were taking like acetaminophen and
Yeah,
ibuprofen,
I was-
and nothing was putting a dent in it?
no, not at all. It didn't do anything.
The
Damn.
anusol didn't help.
No, the Ambisol, no. I used,
Ambisol?
Well, that's what he. Yeah, because I was at the store when he got that.
I tried some Ambisol. There was some
I don't
other
even know what
stuff
that is.
too. Ambisol's
It's
just
like,
like some,
a topical.
yeah, it's,
Oh, like a numbing agent.
Numbing, yes.
I got you.
Yeah.
it's more for like teeth it's more for like kids that are teething. You know, that,
Well,
that's a
that
little
and
bit
cold
easier.
sores.
Or a canker.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
Or
it's
something
really
like
for
that.
cold sores, right?
But what's going on over there?
And then my dog's being a pain in the butt.
Yeah, ladies wanting some attention.
Yeah. Well, whip your dick out, put some.
I
peanut
give her
butter on it.
attention all day.
What? Why?
So, anyways, uncomfortable. I'll tell you what. I tried some other stuff too. It seemed to work a little bit, even far better than the Ambisol. Was cloves. So I took some ground cloves and I pinched it and shoved it in there. You know, believe it or not, it did work. And then
Why didn't you reschedule with a different dentist? Because he was like a week and a
because they
half or
made
2
you
weeks.
pay in advance.
Oh,
Damn. Don't you? So you have no dental insurance as part of your insurance?
No,
plan?
I paid. They made me pay my deductible up front.
Oh, right.
You know,
I would have said I want that back. I'm going somewhere else. Unless you can get me in right now.
Oh, I see. You already paid them, so then you were kind of like,
they were like,
Well,
to secure the date, we need to get a payment up front.
I've never had that happen.
Well,
no, I've never heard of that either.
You need to.
and look, those guys are cool too. I liked them; they were nice. But it's just it pissed me off because it took so long to get me in, and then they closed down on Monday. You know, see, they're only open from Monday to Thursday. All right, they're off
Right.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Whatever, great. That's your business model. Roll with it. I don't give a fuck. But Monday they close at fucking 11. They open up and they close at 11. Hey, sorry, we're closed the rest of the day. I'm like, bitch. And they turn like, well, we all had stomach virus in the location, and I was just like,
Well, you don't want them working on you.
you
with
don't have to throw up
all
in your
breathing
mouth.
on you.
yeah,
and-
I get it, but at the same time, I'm just, I'm uncomfortable. I'm in so much.
Well, that's what I
pain.
mean. You should have gone somewhere else. Said, I'm forfeiting my $100. I'm going somewhere else.
Well,
Right.
what it is at this point.
Yeah.
I just fucking powered through it.
Yeah, you survived.
And I called Rob up, and I guess I got his.
You got
wrong
no
number.
response, huh?
Yeah, I don't think I have the right number.
I sent you my contact.
Yeah.
It wasn't just give you a raw number. It was literally the contact. So it's him. But he never responded, huh?
Yeah, that's odd.
That is odd.
Whatever. I mean, maybe he saw it. It was kind of like, I'll call him back, and then he didn't call back. But
I mean, that happens to me, right? We all get busy.
yeah. Well, it was just fucking so unbearable. I got that clove oil from you.
Yeah.
And even the clove oil, you take the clove oil. It's got some sort of starts with a
Astringent?
no.
That's what you're
No.
going with?
No,
Yes.
it's like it's a algerson, andurine, or it's some chemical that they use.
Analgesic?
No,
Acid.
it sounded kind of like that though. But anyway, so you put a little bit on a cotton ball, or I used a Q-tip, and then you just kind of like stick it on the tooth. And
Did you
bite
jam
on
it the hole?
There wasn't a hole there at the time.
Before the hole.
It was just you mean
Oh.
the tooth? It was
In the
just put it on the tooth. It actually worked. It is almost like the one of the core ingredients to Ambisol. Surprisingly,
clove?
it felt the same. It felt the same thing.
Interesting.
In fact, it permeated a little bit further. I could feel it radiating through. But, anyways, it was a tough battle. It's over with. Dudes like us out there, man. I got a bunch of feedback from people saying, I even had one lady. She was like, "Oh yeah, I had a toothache. It was worse than giving birth, and I've had 4 kids." And I was like, "Well, shit. I'm not telling that to my wife." But
I would say that and kidney stones
Kidney
is what
stones
I have
suck.
heard.
I've had kidney stone. It's terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
Well, here's the good thing, though. Like, you were like I'm not drinking Saturday. And so, and he did a really, I think he really stuck to it.
To what, 7?
I would say, like, when we walked in, I'm not drinking. And then fast forward 3 hours, shot 7 rolls by. And
I had I don't know how many I had actually. I may have had 7.
Right.
But here's the thing: I wasn't drinking a drink. I literally took it and slammed it so that it went on the right side of my mouth.
bypass the hole.
That was the goal of it, was to bypass it. I didn't want to swish it and get
I
down
wasn't
there.
really drinking. I was just, throwing it down my throat.
It was a beatdown because everyone was having a good time and drinking, and Paul's over there, and I'm like, I fucking hate you. And he's like drinking his drink. And I was
Bring me
like,
a shot.
And that's what I was. I drank a shot, and
Totally.
I put it behind my glass because Tara was sitting down in front of me on a table.
Right.
She finally saw it, but whatever.
She figured it out.
Whatever. I haven't drank since then that night. And, the tooth was extracted, I guess, on Thursday. And, he struggled with it. He said that he gave me like 4 times the amount of
Novocaine?
Yeah, whatever that they put in there. He said he gave me 4 times the amount. And then they stick this mask over your nose.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
I'm like,
laughing gas.
well, I'm a mouth breather. I couldn't breathe through my nose. So it's just like all that gas. It was wasted gas. I mean, I probably.
You're saying you weren't sucking it in, is what you're saying.
I was trying my best, but it's hard because I have a deviated septum,
right.
And so they're fucked up. It's like
you can't pull any air in through your nose.
It's very minimal, and that's why when my sleep apnea machine, I have to have a full mask on,
right?
Because I'm a mouth breather. It's just what it is. It is what it is. So, anyways, I felt all of it, and he made a comment. He was like, "Well, I'm sorry you were so uncomfortable during the whole thing." I was like, "Yeah, it's just over with now." But he said the good news is that the stuff I injected in you, because I had to put so much, it's gonna last for a day. So
you don't need any pain meds.
Well, you just like like that.
Oh, dude, it was tough, man. And he grabbed my fucking face, and he was
yanking on you.
Oh, he was like jerking it around, and then he was like, "I gotta cut the thing in half." And so he cuts it in half, and then it comes out. One's out. It was like bam, and I felt this. Oh man, it's so weird when you feel a tooth come out.
It's a gross noise.
It's just like, and I was like, huh. Felt a little suction, and then
I mean, it's like breaking a bone.
He said, "I'm all done. I'm all done." And then he, sticks some fucking gel
gauze in there.
Do they stitch it at all?
No.
They just threw a little gauze down in there.
Yeah, just gauze.
Let it clot.
I went. So they made me sit in the. They made me sit there I was there for like maybe another additional 20 minutes.
Try to make sure it stopped bleeding.
Well, they want to make sure I was okay to drive.
Right.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. Anyways, because I drove, and plus I drove a scooter over there. I drove Preston's scooter over there. It's literally 1 minute. From the front door of the dentist office to my driveway. It was a scooter.
That's funny.
It was kind of fun, but all in all, an uncomfortable experience. I'm glad that it's out right now. The healing process has been a little bit slower than I had hoped. They gave me 800 milligrams of ibuprofen and some codeine stuff that I didn't take one single one of those.
No, that's good.
I put it in my little gun safe. And
that's what I did with my surgery.
For a rainy day.
I took one thinking I needed it, but then I didn't take any more after that. The day of the surgery.
Yeah.
Shoulder surgery.
I don't know.
I enjoyed them. I'm not going to lie.
No, that's why I didn't want to take them, because I wanted to enjoy it.
Yeah, they can be dangerous.
Really?
I mean, it gave me a peaceful feeling. Like,
is it codeine?
Mine was oxycodone with the other stuff in there.
Hydrocodone or
hydrocodone.
Okay.
That's right, hydrocodone. And I remember when I took it, I literally felt like I was hovering 3 inches off the bed.
That's why it's addictive.
And it was the most peaceful feeling I've ever had.
That shit wrecks people's lives.
Oh yeah.
Because
opioids? They chase that feeling.
Yeah.
I didn't take any. And now that you say it, I kind of want to take one.
Right.
But even like right now, I've been every time I wake up in the morning now, I've been taking the ibuprofen 3 times a day. And it's supposed to be 6 hours in between them. And today I've only taken one, and I'll take one before I go to bed.
Right.
I took one this morning, and I'll take one when I go to bed. Then I have down to like 2 pills.
So hold on, when was your surgery again?
Thursday, 1 week from today.
Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised you still feel pain.
Yeah, it's still uncomfortable, and it's not. Dude, I'm having these phantom pains.
Right.
It was probably so inflamed that it's still kind of a remnant of that, maybe. Because it was your root that was exposed, right? You had a hole in the side of your tooth, right?
Yeah, it was right down the middle of it. It was just
so it's that root. He took all of that, so it's probably
dudes like
shit around it was kind of inflamed, and
I'll tell you,
cold air or cold water.
Oh, dude, it was
put the nice cube on it.
You know what's weird is that I went through so many different phases of, because it hurts so bad.
Yeah,
I tried cold. I tried hot. Hot hurt like a motherfucker.
Interesting.
And then cold didn't hurt. And to the point where I had to have a glass of water in front of me, and I would take the water, I would swish it. The cold water would literally make all the pain go away.
Briefly.
While the water was in my mouth.
Right.
And then I had to get it, then it stopped working, but so I had to get the water colder. I started adding ice to it. And then then it worked fine. I went and took a shower, and I had to have a glass of water with ice sitting outside the shower.
Right.
Take a break, put it in my mouth, because it would hurt profusely.
Golly.
And then I switched with it. And I told the dentist, my experience, and they were just like, "That's odd." Usually, that doesn't happen, but it did. And then eventually, I just had to muscle through it because I'm like, I can't sit here because I did it for like an hour and a half, and I'm like, dude, you got to get through this because you can't sit here and swish water for fucking
2 more
Yeah.
days.
This is not a solution for the rest of
No.
your life. Yeah. Although drinking that amount of water is probably good.
No, I did
But
drink a lot of water.
the
No,
pain,
I
the
switched
pain's
it.
not going to work.
It's
No.
over with. For
Yeah.
dudes like us out there, my recommendation would be this. A lot of folks do not go to the dentist. It's just probabilities, and statistically speaking, it just doesn't happen. There are tons of people that just don't take the care or the time to make sure that your teeth are okay.
Right.
My recommendation is do it.
Oh yeah, well, teeth health. If your teeth go sideways, it impacts your life.
Yeah.
It can.
Bad.
The teeth
Yeah,
are
I
your
heard-
portal to your health, your whole health.
Well, I mean, and think about it. I mean, it's exposed to everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if something's going to get into your body through your mouth, through your teeth, through your gums, like you got when you floss and your gums are all bleeding because they're inflamed and you're just not taking care of them. I mean, that's shit gets
Right.
in there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, there was a time when I first moved down here to Dallas that I didn't have insurance,
right.
and so I went like 4 or 5 years without seeing a doctor.
Oh boy,
And it's kind of like what Sean
and,
did,
and
right?
dentist,
and dentist,
right? Anything.
and but I was religious with the teeth. Right, I'd brush them, I'd floss them, and everything. So I eventually went in and
It's good.
saw the dentist, and probably after I met my wife, and they got a real job and got insurance, right?
Right.
And finally went in, and I was like, "Yeah, I haven't seen the dentist in about 5 years." And he was like, "Really?" He's like, "Well, you look really good for that." I mean, there was other shit
Yeah. There was
That
stuff
they
that
had
they
to-
needed to clean.
to
but-
clean, but he's like, you did a good job without being on the dentist.
Oh yeah,
So
because
it's-
I'm sure they see people that are like
oh yeah,
they have to get a jackhammer out, right, to
Oh, yeah.
start knocking this shit off.
all that tartar and
Oh yeah,
is that what it's called? All that shit.
for sure. And some people are more prone to that kind of stuff than others. You know what I mean? Like there are some people that floss and brush and it doesn't matter. They just have
Right.
shitty teeth, right? I
Right.
mean, just bad genetics.
Yeah, I think
So-
my father-in-law has some bad teeth. He's had some troubles ever since I've known him, as far as he's had crowns, teeth pulled, the whole
Oh, yeah.
9 yards.
Well, that's me.
Yeah,
I got 2 implants. I got a bridge across the bottom. I had it was crazy. I had so many gum grafts and just shit. Ugh, it's
Yeah.
awful. And I didn't floss for the longest time. And ever since I went through all of that crap, I was like, I'm not letting the rest of them go through this experience.
my other 2 teeth.
I floss religiously every night.
Right, yeah.
Religiously.
It's a pain in the ass,
Right.
and but it's something that you need to do, and
I think
it's
it's worth it.
it's hard to get the kids in that routine. But once you're in the routine, you're in the routine.
Mine don't.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I
my
warned
kids,
them. I said,
brush
guys,
their
you have my teeth, man.
teeth. Yeah,
Take care of them now. You're going to benefit. You're
Right.
really going to benefit.
right.
And nope, they don't.
Well, I tell both my boys because I think me lifting such heavy weights when I was their age
Right.
caused my shoulders to just
Right.
bad. I got terrible shoulders right now, and
So they, yeah, and your oldest son, he lifts weights like crazy, doesn't he?
both of them do.
Both of them do.
Both of them do. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Brandon, he played football for years, and he's got other knee issues. But the shoulders, I tell him, I'm like, be careful because especially certain exercises. I was like, I think it's this exercise that I did that caused it. And I tell him, I was like, make sure you don't do it, and just be prepared that you're lifting heavy weights, and there's a toll on the body when you do that,
Oh, for sure.
right? And just be prepared that when you're 40, 50, you
Yeah.
may have to have shoulder surgery. Like
Well,
I did.
and it doesn't help that most of them have never been taught proper form. That's a big
Right.
part of it too, man.
It is.
It's a big part of it.
It is.
Man, this bourbon is good. I know we've had it before.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we've had this before. We're going back through. We're cycling through. What do we decide? What we do is we cycle through an old one and then we tap a new one.
Tap a new one.
Yeah. So this one we're opening with
Sweetens Cove.
Sweetens Cove, and it's Tennessee, right? So it's this whole we're not fighting anymore between Tennessee and Kentucky.
Yes.
So it's called Tennessee. Mr. Producer, if you don't mind putting that back up, I think it's 90 proof.
110.
Oh, this one's 110. Oh, we're
Yes.
opening. That's right. We're opening with a high octane.
Right.
Very nice.
So this one's 110, and it's they call it a whiskey. It's a Kentucky and Tennessee. Well, it says bourbon whiskeys, so this is a bourbon. So
Yeah.
I stand corrected. Well, he's got a lot of ice in that.
Yeah, it sure does. In that picture.
That glass right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's a good one. Like I said, we've tried it before, and highly recommend it. Sweetens Cove, Tennessee, Kentucky and Tennessee bourbon whiskeys. It's a blend, obviously,
Right.
and it's good. It's really good.
I don't think that's real ice.
They don't have to be. It doesn't have to be real ice. It's probably like acrylic or something.
Yeah.
Because when I was in college,
Frozen ones.
when I was in college, I was in media, right? I was taking a lot of media classes, and one of them was commercials. And the laws that are written and they changed this. It used to not be like this because they used to be able to show fake 100% everything. And they changed the laws way back when. So everything could have been fake. Even the burger that you're looking at could have been
That's
something
what
else.
I was going to follow up with that.
So now,
like the close-ups where it's like steamy
Right.
and all sorts of,
Right. So
whatever.
now
it's
it's
not real.
whatever, well, that's been a long time since that. Because when I was in college, it was in the, late 80s, early 90s. So the law was before that. So now, whatever you're advertising has to be real.
I did not know that.
So, but if you're advertising cereal, the milk can be whatever you want it to be.
Right. It can be almond milk.
It can be just Elmer's glue and water,
Gross.
right? Because they want the right picture with a drop and
yeah.
the viscosity and all that stuff, right? So
I mean, so they were still able to pull off the very appetizing looking steamy burger
right, well that's
and
good.
pizza.
Right, well that's real, right? Of
Yeah.
course, it's all
I
staged.
wonder why they didn't do that from the get go. I mean, why go through the effort of trying to make a fake burger?
Maybe it looked better back then. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But now it's if you're advertising the burger, it's got to be real. But the French fries next to it don't have to be, right? Or the
Right.
soda pop or whatever, right? So whatever you are advertising, it has to be real. But the stuff around it does not have to be.
Right. I got you. Oh, he's the producer is
Oh, yeah. I
you're
mean,
showing different things that are commercials of like desserts and stuff, and this is how they make it look real on TV.
yeah. So there's all kinds of tricks.
Oh yeah, and I get it. I mean, usually when they're filming these commercials, they got if they have a real steaming burger. I mean, they got limited time they're working with, right? And they're taking 1 million pictures and 1 million cuts and 1 million different angles and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, it's very interesting.
And it is. They're showing a video. They took a torch and burned a chicken leg, and it was kind of tightened up a little bit. They're just all this fake stuff they do to make food look better than it actually is. Some of it's kind of bullshit, because when you look at an advertisement, let's say, for example, like McDonald's, and you look at a big-ass Big Mac burger, and you look at the picture of it, and then you get the one out of the box, you're looking at it like, what the hell, man?
Right.
This thing's like an inch tall. You look at the advertisement, it looks like it's a 4-inch tall sandwich.
Right.
And you get this like fucking little grilled cheese thing.
Right. Oh, this is crazy. These videos they're showing. All right. So,
there was
it's like
a
mesmerizing.
conversation.
It's mesmerizing. We try not to.
So there's a conversations of the Pennsylvania senators.
The what?
Currently, the senators in the state of Pennsylvania, you've got John Fetterman.
Oh,
Who's in the hospital.
What a mess.
He just went to the depression ward. Edwards.
He has clinical depression.
What a
Yeah.
mess.
And
And did you know that is a common side effect after a stroke?
Well, because you realize I am what I am, and I'm not going to get better. Probably.
no.
It's probably
Well,
a realization, right?
Well, I don't know if it's that or it's simply, there's a massive change in your brain.
Oh, true.
And the neuro
Well, in his whole
and the
life.
neurotransmitters and the serotonin and the dopamine get off balance, and
he's got to basically.
so I think
have,
it's chemically balanced,
an
chemically
assistant,
based.
Right.
That needs to, when he can't read shit, so he has to have stuff read to him,
Unbelievable.
and he,
and he beat
Oz.
Oz.
that's
He
just ridiculous.
needs to.
How
At this
how is
point,
that
he needs to
possible?
step down and
He won't.
He
somebody
won't.
gets. I know he won't, but
he
needs
literally
to.
should have dropped out of the race.
He should have.
My point by bringing this up is that you have the senator from Pennsylvania, John Fetterman. All right, so he's out of pocket right now, so he can't go to the Senate and vote.
Right.
Then you have the other senator, Bob Casey. Now, Bob Casey is currently out of pocket as well. He's got prostate cancer
In Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Wow.
So you've got two senator seats.
Are the Republicans going to get the Senate back?
No. Well, no, it's not necessarily that. But if they have something that comes up to vote, those two seats can't vote.
Are you sure?
How do they handle that? I think they proxy
I
vote.
know McCarthy took away the proxy, but did the Senate take away the proxy?
Yeah, I think somebody can vote on their behalf.
Correct.
Who?
Anybody.
Another senator.
Another senator, yeah.
You say, just like at the HOA, I give you my vote, my proxy.
Right.
I know McCarthy said, if he hasn't already done, he says he's going to remove proxy voting and says you need to be in person to do your job.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So
That's crazy.
Schumer most likely has not done that.
Right. Well, and that came up because of COVID, right?
COVID, right? That was Nancy. Aunt Nancy.
Well, I get it. I mean, I understand it during COVID, but we're past COVID.
We're past COVID. You work how many days out of the year as a senator or
Exactly.
congressman?
No. You ran. You were elected. There's constituents that sent you to Washington to do a job.
Right.
100%.
Right.
So you show up in person and you do your shit.
Correct.
So it says, can senators vote if not present? Google says, under Senate Rule 6, paragraph 2, senators are required to attend all sessions of the Senate unless they're excused. The Senate operates on the assumption that a quorum is present, regardless of how few or how many are in attendance.
It assumes there is a quorum regardless of who's there. Okay.
Yeah,
so in other words, they can meet no matter if nobody shows up.
Correct.
Because remember, you can't open a meeting unless you have a quorum.
Correct.
So it says, who could be a proxy holder? Proxy holder means a member who is authorized for a proxy grantor to vote on behalf of the proxy grantor at a general meeting. All right, so it gets a little convoluted there, but I heard something today. I guess it was just hogwash. You always hear something. It's all. I'm so sick. You can't believe anything you fucking hear.
I know.
That's why I question everything. That's why I question everything.
I know.
I know I give you a hard time, but show me proof.
You're like, that's not real.
It's a car crash.
You're not going to believe this. It's not real.
Show me proof, and then I'll believe it. Because there are so many ways. That, we heard it earlier. The voices on the game sounds like Biden and Trump.
Right.
Exactly. And it was just two guys playing a video game.
Yeah.
What are they,
voice coding?
Well, hold on. So so Austin had brought this up where they do. So what is it? Elon Musk had come up with this technology where he could fire people and use different people's voices, and he uses Trump's voice to fire them. Hey, John Sanders, you are fired.
You're fired.
And they use the same technology here. So, Mr. Producer, he'll hit play.
Well, maybe if you guys weren't always spamming stupid-ass memes, I'd be able to see when you actually message about something important. Dude, this fucking spider won't die.
Just kill him, bro. It's not that hard.
What the fuck? There's fucking 2 of them. Oh my God, I'm cornered. Where the fuck are you guys?
Dude, just build a wall. It's what you're good at.
Holy fuck, I'm gonna fucking die. Oh shit. Fuck.
So obviously they're playing.
What did I miss?
These are
Trump just
guys
died
that are
and lost all his
playing a
shit.
video game.
Hillary, were you seriously taking a shit for a whole hour?
Yeah, man, it was definitely the Taco Bell.
Bro, that shit's fire. I had it last night. The new grilled cheese burrito smacks.
Hillary, sorry to break the news to you.
Amazing.
But I had your enchanted bow on me when I died.
Seriously, bro, I didn't even give you permission to go through my stuff.
Well, I don't really give a fuck. I'm getting off.
That is amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is funny, man.
That's why I don't believe it. And just Photoshop these days, right? You can't believe anything.
So much deep fake stuff going on, and
Oh,
you really can't.
for sure. I mean, gosh, if they allow that to happen in Hollywood, they'll make movies with no actors.
Well, if you remember the movie The Irishman, right? They kind of introduced
They made him young,
younger, right? And they're doing that in the new Indiana Jones.
Oh, for Harrison Ford?
Where there's flashbacks. He's 80, so
Right.
the flashbacks of when he was 40, maybe? I don't know. But also, then you have the new Star Wars movies where you have Princess Leia,
Yeah,
which was done very poorly, but Grand Moff Tarkin looked pretty good, right?
Right.
It's a growing technology, but they're getting better at it,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah, there's still that emptiness in their eyes.
And Luke Skywalker on The Mandalorian,
Yeah, that looked pretty good.
he was fake. That wasn't him.
Yeah, I never.
Obviously,
I only watched like 2 or 3 episodes of The Mandalorian.
yeah.
How dare you?
I know. I want to go back and watch it.
You know what? There's more. They got the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Have you seen that one?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I haven't watched anything on Disney.
That is
Plus.
ridiculous. I mean, first of all, you gotta like Star Wars. I mean,
No, I do. I love Star Wars.
Oh well, evidently you don't.
No, I do. I just it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It
You
just
need to
hasn't.
prioritize a few things.
Well, it just hasn't gotten on my radar, honestly.
Oh,
Well,
Because my wife
lots of-
does. My wife does not like Star Wars, and we
Yeah.
watch most everything together. And so she doesn't like Star Wars, so it's not on my radar. So on nights that she's off doing whatever,
well, don't tell her it's Star Wars.
Well, the opening scene's going to
I'm
give it away.
pretty sure she'll figure it out.
Dun, 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 dun. Really, Paul?
This is a lot like Star Wars. It's not, honey. Just don't believe what you're saying.
Just power through it. That's a deep fake.
It's a deep fake.
Deep
It's
fake.
actually like one of those British aristocratic shows.
It's
that
actually
you
Paul
like.
Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of deep fakes and the video games they're playing there earlier, you mentioned something about SimCity 4 coming out where they had some extra things on
Yes,
there.
yeah, the new SimCity 4 or Sim 4s or whatever they call it. I've never played it. I know, Paul, you're a huge fan of this, and you
I
probably
never
have
played
this.
it, yeah.
I have it.
And they
Yeah.
have,
Huge fan.
They're the authority on it.
yeah,
Not.
they have
There's a
new,
transgender mod.
yeah.
that you
So you can
Very inclusive. Wow.
yes. So now you could be a transgender in The Sims and have your mastectomy scars.
Excellent.
So you can take your boobs off. You're a girl, but you remove your boobs and you have scars.
It's just outrageous.
That's very interesting.
And
Come on.
I don't get
How
it.
how many people play an opposite sex in these games? I don't mean like transgender. Just like I'm a guy. I don't want to play this game, and I make myself a woman.
Probably. Well, I mean, I don't. I usually
think a
play
lot
the
of 'em.
guys. I bet you'd be surprised.
I mean, I played.
And you run around with no clothes on.
No, I
Actually-
never have. I've never played this game.
Oh, me neither.
I played some other games I played some games on the Xbox that you get to pick these characters, and
Did you
sometimes the
make it
characters
jugacious?
are
And
Yeah.
naked.
Well, if I have an opportunity, yes, I absolutely would. But these, typically I play with guys, but I should have rephrased that. When I'm playing these video games, but there are some female game avatars that you select because they come with certain features, not the breasts, but different types of weapons and their specialties and things.
Yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
mean, it's not.
when I played D&D, I had female characters. It's no different.
Well, it
Oh.
is. They're not as strong
Well,
or as fast.
really?
Yeah.
Huh. But they had magic.
Yeah.
They
So
had
their magic is
they
strong.
had magic to make them
Are
run
witches
faster.
stronger than warlocks?
They can't. It depends.
Yeah. It depends what level.
That's right.
Yeah. How much mana they
And
can,
what spells
can
they have.
generate.
Yeah.
And how fast they can regenerate their mana, and how much power the destructive forces have.
Damn it.
I mean, there are so many elements.
We got him started on this.
Witches have brooms
We're gonna start geeking out here.
Brooms.
to fly around on, yes.
A broom is just one vessel for them to maneuver.
Do
around
warlocks
the
have
map.
like scepters
Oh,
or,
God,
or a
there's
cane?
cats. There's different variety of
There's
animals.
vacuum cleaners,
Vacuum cleaners, that's right.
Unicorn.
various forms of cleaning tools, a
Yes.
Swiffer.
Yeah, like a little dusting wand.
I'll tell you what, my boys got me a PS4 for Christmas.
Really?
And not the new one, but they wanted me because I'm a huge fan of God of War, and they wanted me to play all the God of War.
With them?
No, because it's a single player, right?
Ah, okay.
But they used to watch me
So
play.
you don't have the Xbox anymore downstairs?
I still have the Xbox.
So you got both.
Yeah, both.
Well, you know what? You can still download some. What is that game? Apex.
I downloaded it on the Sony. I haven't launched it yet because I was playing, and I beat the God of War. And I recommend, although you have the Xbox, you have to have Sony. It's a Sony title. Play it. It's outstanding. The best game out
And it's
there.
a single player game.
Correct.
Yeah, you can't play
God of War.
on Xbox because it is proprietary to Xbox.
So you got to buy a PlayStation, a PS.
It's kind of like Halo, I believe.
Yeah, Halo's Xbox. You're right.
You can't
So
play Halo
what's so great about it? What makes this game any
Well,
different than any other first
Well,
player
the story,
shoot 'em up game?
The story, the music is outstanding. The story, the cinematics, because
Yeah.
the
Is
story.
it that one band, that European band that you guys are? Is it Nightwish?
Well, look,
No, it's orchestral
look
symphonic.
what they do is they just have a niche. they have very similar games to the Xbox. I mean, they've really well prepared music backgrounds and graphics. It's just like they make it proprietary so that you have to buy the PlayStation.
There's a ton. I mean, there's a massive element of Hollywood that works on games, that do games.
Yeah, this is the new one.
Yeah, it's
so. When do you play? When do you have time to play?
I'll do it on the weekends.
Really?
Yeah.
For like a couple hours at a time?
When I get it, sometimes I don't play for a couple weeks, right? So yeah, if in the morning, if I wake up early and she's still sleeping, before we go for the day, I'll pop it in and play for an hour.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to game.
So this is the one
I play every day.
I don't have it into my schedule at all.
I play. This is the one. This is the one I played. God of War 3.
I play every day.
I just beat it
every single day.
Yeah, well, it's all about what your entertainment, right? It's whatever you want to do for
there
entertainment.
There are some people that will watch Netflix or YouTube.
That's what we do every night.
At night I'll watch The Five. After I finish with work, and sometimes work is we're talking. I break my schedule up, and we've talked about this before.
Yeah, we have.
I'll play in the afternoon, and I'll take a break, eat dinner, and then I'll go back and work at 7:00 till like midnight.
Right.
Or I'll play till like I'll work till like 10 or 11, and then I'll play from 11 to midnight.
Right.
And I watch The Five, and then I play a couple rounds.
Yeah.
I won't watch. It's either watch TV or play a game. Everyone watches TV at night.
Yeah, they do.
So, here's the thing: I fight it internally, and when I say fight, I rationalize it. I think that's a fair thing because I enjoy it. It's hot. It's eye to hand coordination. It's just you. I mean, I just enjoy it. That's really the bottom line.
Yeah, I don't enjoy the games you play because I'm not very good at it. I like these kind of games.
Well, I enjoy that too.
Yeah.
Like the Skyrim and it's just I play multiplayer online games. Player versus player. And
I don't like that.
Well, you gotta. Well, no one likes it at first.
Yeah.
You gotta practice.
Yeah.
And then once you practice,
no, I know. I never get.
I remember it was like a Friday or Saturday night, and I was having a couple beverages, and I went upstairs, and my boys were playing Fortnite, and so they've got their headset on, and they're talking to their buddies, and I'm like, I just sat down on the couch, and I'm like, all right, give me the headset. I'm gonna play, and they're like, they all thought it was great, right? My dad's gonna join. And they're like, what? Cool. And so here I am, right? I got the headset on. I have no freaking clue what I'm doing, and I'm like, and of course, then I make it fun for them because I'm acting stupider than I need to be.
Right.
Like, why can't I jump? Why? And I mean, for real though, I didn't. What are the damn buttons and all this kind of stuff? Anyway, they just thought it was so freaking hilarious. Anyway, yeah, nice.
Well, I'm playing with your son on online. I'll ping him. And,
Apex or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's one of them. Well, actually, that's the only one I've played with him so far. Damn, man. This bourbon is so good. I don't know if it's because I haven't drank in a long time or I'm an alcoholic or what's going on.
It's all the above.
Yeah.
No, it's tasty. I think this is going to be one that we may replace What's It's Gone.
Yeah.
So there's a select few that fall in that. And I think this may be one of them. It's good.
It's sweet. It's sweet, but man, what a great finish. Anyway, we got to get this off the screen. It's
speaking
distracting.
of finish. Did you guys hear about that skater from Finland?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to see a video of it. You said so. It's a guy that
Finnish
skated
skater,
in the
a transgender.
Transgender skater.
Okay.
Yes. She or he.
Was it the situation where they couldn't compete in their own category, so they thought that they could beat the women or something? Because women are better skaters than men, right?
Well,
he is not better than anyone. It looks like me out there in tights in a tutu,
really
trying to do this. It's so bad, and I think I don't know if they made a special class for him or what, but
they need to make special classes for these folks. I mean, there's a whole litany of female swimmers that that are on the same team as that Leah Thomas swimmer.
Yeah, I know.
And they're upset. They're upset that this has been imposed on them unjustly.
I I mean,
You
think
know,
about it, guys. I mean,
they're
they've
stripping
been
down
working.
naked. What if my daughter was in there? Fuck that. Some
Right.
dude looking at her like that. You know what? And
Here it is.
there's a
All right.
picture of it. All right, so
All right, here we go. What is this?
all right, so this
This is a joke.
No, it was not.
I mean, already look. He's struggling to maintain balance.
yeah,
No, this is not
he's
a joke.
struggling, and
This is
he
embarrassing.
looks like a grandma.
This is embarrassing.
He's thick, you know.
Oh.
He fell onto his
No,
knee,
this
both
is
knees.
This is a joke.
No, it was not a joke. And he can't get up.
help! I fallen. My butt plug fell out.
I mean, it's kind of sad, if you ask me. Right? Someone has to go out there and help.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. This guy's trying to make a point. This is a joke. I mean, I don't mean it's not for real. What I mean is this person's not serious about skating.
No,
I can promise you there are men that are incredible at skating. And if they were transgender skaters, they would be amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
So
In
I
this
don't know how
situation.
this guy
This is
got
just-
chosen or what. But
This is just stupid.
it's a
but-
mockery.
it,
A mockery.
it-
It's
it
really what it
was.
boils down to.
But I don't know the story of him. Right? So I don't know the whole story of this, but I know it's
What is his name?
You know what it is? It is he, she, whatever wanted to become famous, like Leah Thompson. Just wanted to be
well, he got famous for the wrong reason.
right. Just
Yeah.
wanted to become famous and wanted to make a name. You know, crazy. That's so
Yeah.
dumb. I mean, literally looked like she's never been on skates before.
I know, that's what I said. It looks
Right.
like me out there.
So
Well,
yeah, you're
so this dude
mocking
is
the women's
59
events.
year old. He's 59 years old.
Get the fuck out
It's
of
about
here. This is so ridiculous.
It was his childhood dream to represent her country on the ice.
whatever, man. You know, to each their own. But it's just like this. I don't give a fuck. It just don't impose your shit on my life.
I
You
know.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, why?
And you know what's probably sad is that he probably took somebody's spot.
Well, I think it was during the flag presentation, is what it says there, right? So
Oh, okay.
It says the
So it wasn't
unprecedented
even
scenes
like
during
competition
the
or
flag
anything.
presentation. I think it was introducing our first transgender national figure skater.
Okay. So
here's
it was just a
Bob
nod.
Johnson.
It was a hat tip or nod to the LB.
Yeah, he wasn't competing.
Okay, well,
Right.
that's
It
different.
was kind of what do they call that?
a mascot.
Yeah, no, a mascot. That's literally what it is.
Right.
I mean, it's no different
it's
than
not.
asking the NHL players to wear pride jerseys.
Now, this is more like
it's a hat
the
tip.
Olympic torch wielding.
Right.
you know.
It's a hat tip to the LBQ whatever community.
Whatever.
Now, you know,
Anyway, but yeah, that's pretty
it's
stupid.
This whole LBGQ, ABCDEFG thing is getting out of fucking hand. You know, it's just like nobody gives a fuck. You know, there was some
They
guy.
do.
Yeah, well,
They
Not
do
all
for
of them.
sure.
They do, but there was
the folks on the Twitter do.
there was some
I think
guy.
your average gay person does not.
Right.
There was this guy who is the president of some gay community and LGBTQ, whatever. I don't know all the acronyms, and I don't give a fuck. But he was the president, and he was speaking in a town meeting. Oh,
We need to silence our phones
what's
for
going on
podcasts.
over there?
That was your Sean.
Oh, so he was speaking in front of a council at the school, and he was talking about how inappropriate it was to have a gay pride flag in the classrooms. It's like
As a gay man.
as a gay man, not just a gay man, but a representative of the gay community, the president of some gay community, he was just like, it's so inappropriate because the flag represents sexuality.
Right.
It has nothing
To do with the
to
classroom.
do with school and teaching people.
Education.
It has to do with
Correct.
sexuality. It says you guys should be ashamed of yourselves.
I love
you,
that.
You need to take us out. You know,
That's
it says,
a rational.
I'm gay. I'm in my 30s. I want to live my life. I respect the LGBTQ, whatever. He's just like, this is inappropriate to be teaching kids. You don't need to be teaching kids this stuff.
And to be flaunting it in everyone's face.
Yeah.
I mean,
reading
you-
stories and all kinds of stuff. I saw this meme with Michelle Obama, and someone had put up on there that another transgender reading books to what is it? What do they call it?
Drag.
Another
drag
person
queen.
dressed in drag reading books to kids. Thought it was pretty fucked up, but
I don't understand what the obsession is about this drag book reading thing, other than there being an agenda to start the kids early.
Of course, that's what it is. That's what it is.
It's got to be
Expose them early so it becomes normalized.
normalized. Yeah.
I think there's a bigger picture here. I think that this ether is imposing all these weird shit on us so that we can break down our social systems and just break us down. They're trying to conquer and divide us. And it's there's
Divide,
some ether
for sure.
doing it. Like George Soros, for example. He's the power of suggestion. He's they owns all these media companies, and I may have suggested or said something about this in another podcast, but there is a story out there that he purchased like 23 television stations in Mexico.
It was he bought about 30 Hispanic radio stations here in the U.S.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, we talked about that. He bought, I think, 30 Hispanic radio stations here in the U.S.
Oh, well, you know what?
And was that an investment or was that I know the answer to that.
That's I want to put my...
He wants to shape
correct,
the message.
The Hispanic. And there was one...
Yeah, because they're slowly turning red.
Correct. And there's a station in Miami that's a conservative Hispanic talk radio station. And he bought it, and the DJs on there, or whatever you want to call them,
like a shit can,
left. No, they left. They're like, I'm not going to be part of this. I'm not going to follow that. So he's
I'm
changing the format.
Of course.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's to get the Cubanos down there in Miami, because the Cubans are conservative.
So
because
they're escaping communism.
This is all propaganda to conquer and divide and to get this new world order that Elon Musk is suggesting is a horrible idea.
And it has to start with the fall of Western society. It has to start with the United States falling
I'll tell
from
you what, that scares the shit out
within.
of me right now is the fact that the pipeline from Russia through Europe,
in the North Sea,
that they bombed and
Nord Stream.
And they're saying saying that we did it.
Well, we did do it. And that's just it. Biden acknowledged that we did it.
No, he didn't.
There was special forces that went in there and they said it.
I didn't hear any of this.
Now, I'll pull that up there. Nord Stream.
Well, this is what happened,
bombed
6 months ago or something like that? 6-9 months ago? Yeah.
And it's all like, no, nothing to see here. China balloons and fucking trains capsizing and Murdoch killing his wife and son. There's all this shit. So the sabotage, Russia and the West clash.
Well, they suspect that it's the U.S.
Yeah, we didn't come out and admit it.
Yeah, because I know...
no, there was somebody that did. So U.S. bombed Nord Stream gas pipe.
Well, I heard it was Russia that did it.
Yeah, that makes actual sense.
Yeah.
They're trying to create an energy stranglehold on Europe.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it was the Russians.
Yeah, it would make no sense for us to do it.
Well, it says U.S. bombed Nord Stream gas pipelines. Says top investigative journalist. What happened under the Baltic Sea last year? Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Seymour Hersh has reported that U.S. Navy divers operating under cover of a midsummer NATO exercise planted remote-triggered bombs to destroy 3 of the 4
How does he
pipelines.
know this?
Well,
was he down there with him?
A veteran of American investigative journalist has claimed that September 2022 bombing of the undersea Nord Stream gas pipelines was carried out by the CAA in a covert operation at the direction of the White House President Joe Biden's administration, even though they had denied the allegations and called the report utterly false.
BS on that one.
Well, this one is the IndianExpress.com.
Oh, well, hold on. Talk about credibility. Yeah, I don't buy it.
Well, look, but my point is
but
that
you never know. You never know.
Believe,
crazier shit's happened.
But you listen to what Biden said. What did he say? Well, what are we going to do once that pipeline comes out? We're not going to let them get that pipeline finished.
No, he approved.
He approved
to get it finished.
That's
he
right.
killed the Keystone and he approved the Nord Stream.
That's exactly right.
But he said that we're not going to allow them to finish it. He said that.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either. Is that the same journalist?
No,
the Indian
no, that's
Investigative
actually
Times.
And the same website.
That's actually
Yeah, he's the one who gave final approval in NATO or whoever it was, right?
Outrageous.
To say, yes, you can finish this while I kill our Keystone.
Yep.
That was the hypocrisy that I couldn't believe when that happened.
I know it. It pissed me off as well.
Yeah. No, it's since been fixed, though, right? The Nord Stream? It's not still spewing.
I don't think. Well, they stopped it, but once that water gets into the pipe, it's ruined. Once
They
that
could route
salt
around
water,
it.
yeah, they're gonna have to replace the whole pipe.
So Europe's not getting any oil from Russia right now?
That is a natural gas.
Or natural gas? They're not getting any natural gas right now from Russia?
I didn't think so, and they're in a bind. They're
Are
in a
they?
major bind. They're
Yeah.
rationing. They're rationing and all sorts of stuff.
Well, I know they were going to. You hear about a lot of the Germans that are stockpiling
All right,
wood.
so here's
Right.
what Biden said.
Right.
Biden
Right.
says, and he's quoted here, and there's even a video. Biden says he'll shut down Nord Stream pipeline if Russia invades Ukraine. That's what he said. And there's a video on YouTube that shows him saying it. And I heard him say
But
it.
did he say that, or did some gamer say it?
Yeah,
Was it a
gamer.
deep fake?
Right.
Well,
Gamer.
you know, there it is right there. So look at the video down there. Yeah, right there down below, right there.
If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine
Oh, God.
again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
There you go.
How will you do that
So there you go, from the horse's
We'll,
mouth.
Exactly.
we'll bomb it.
since the project and control of the project
And
is
watch, you'll
within
have some
Germany's
shitty ass
control?
smile.
We will. I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
I had not seen that.
I have
Yeah.
not seen that either. That gives it a little bit of credibility.
Yeah.
Maybe this Indian Express journalist.
Oh, well, you know, we don't want a Pulitzer Prize.
Pulitzer.
Is that what I said?
Wow. Amazing.
No, well, yeah, I'd never heard that. So
Well, my point by bringing that up
But
is
hold
that
on.
it's,
Who does that hurt? So, yes, Russia doesn't get the revenue, but
it hurts.
Europe doesn't get the energy.
Right.
So
It hurts both parties.
it hurts both parties.
Well,
but
but the
I
thing
guess they
is
don't
that-
want Russia to get the money to fund
No,
the
but
war.
the Ukraine was the one that was giving Germany their gas. They had to run the pipes through Ukraine. Then Ukraine was profiting from the gas running through Ukraine to get to Europe.
Right.
And
And they
that's-
shut that off.
Well, I mean, that was the
Russia
whole-
shut that down.
Well, yeah, but that's my point, is that they circumvented it and went around it so that they wouldn't have to do that anymore. So they're trying to reopen those lines so that because technically that's probably why we're shelling out so much money. It's a fucking cash cow.
$100 billion so far.
We give them $117 billion right now. Hold on, let me.
How much have they given East Palestine?
$1 billion. $2 billion. $20 billion.
I don't believe they've done anything.
They haven't given them $1.
Well,
He-
Biden
Biden didn't even declare an emergency.
Well, DeWine asked for FEMA, and he got denied.
Yeah, they did not declare it an emergency.
They said, "Well, it doesn't really fit the
All right, so
policy."
here's a 9-month recap of all the money laundering we've given. I'm sorry, not the laundering.
Laundering.
So in March, 13.6 billion. May, 40 billion. November, 37 billion, totaling 91.3 billion.
Unbelievable.
And the big guy gets what, 10%?
That was of January 26th. Now, dude, this stinks. This stinks.
It does. But let me ask you this. So recently, you were talking about, what do you do for entertainment, right? Shelley went out to she was gone for a long time, and I watched World War II stuff, right? Just found some whatever videos I could find about World War II. And this one was really, really good because it really walked through not when the war broke out, but all the stuff that happened leading up to that war, right? To why it happened, right? And there are a ton of parallels, man, to what's going on right now, to with the whole Russian situation, where they want to reclaim their motherland, which is what Hitler wanted to do. He wanted to reclaim the German motherland, and so he was picking those contentious territories around Germany, which is what Russia's doing. They're wanting to rebuild the Soviet Union again, and so they're wanting Ukraine back, and they're wanting this back, and wanting that back.
I think Hitler was a little more successful at that, though.
Yes, but I'm just saying. So when I was watching that, it kind of changed my perspective because they just let him do it. They were like, okay, we'll let you have the Deutschland.
Oh, I
Okay,
see what you're saying. Right.
appease, right? And I'm thinking to myself, if we don't funnel money into Ukraine and help them stop Russia from taking over Ukraine, are we feeding into the same damn thing? Is what happened in World War
Well,
II.
now
In
China,
other words, if the world had stepped up to him as aggressively as they are with Putin right now, if they had stepped up that aggressively with Hitler from the get-go, would things have been different?
no, we didn't have the capabilities of stepping up against Hitler, and Hitler was the people that were working with Hitler were smart. And they utilized the trains, and we didn't have that type of. I mean, you got to think of the terrain, you got to think of the weather, and they were utilizing the trains. They commandeered all the trains in Europe,
Right.
and they were using it to ship military tools everywhere.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Troops and supplies.
Yeah.
But you see where I'm going with that. I mean,
Yeah.
there was a strategy of appeasement against Hitler.
Yeah,
Correct.
And then Obama had a strategy of appeasement with Putin and let him take Crimea.
no.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Well, what's next
if we
is-
literally just rolled over and said, Ukraine, we're not helping you, and they get steamrolled, so then boom, Ukraine becomes Russia again, right? The entire
Then what's next? We go
Right.
down to Georgia,
Baltics.
Yeah, it's what they call the domino.
They're
theory.
already talking
Right.
about Moldova. They want Moldova back.
right?
They want the other, and those are free countries, right?
Kazakhstan,
Yeah. Well, that's a big one. Yeah, that's a
Chechnya.
Chikagagistan,
Yes,
a cockware.
Kangaragistan.
Kyrgyzstan, right?
Yeah, I mean, seriously though, I mean that's how it happens. He literally wants to bring the glory of the old Soviet Union back.
How old is Putin? Is he 70?
I thought he maybe if 70. I thought he was in his late 60s.
Do we think that people are trying to take him out?
well,
in his
he's
own
been-
country?
He's
Yeah,
been
he's
in
70.
hiding.
That's what I mean. He's in hiding, but
Yes.
what if he gets assassinated? Does this end? I think it does.
Yeah,
It depends. There's always some shady guy that's behind the shady
Yeah,
guy,
but who
right?
is it?
So
Who is
I
it?
don't know.
yeah, because everyone around Putin,
He's exactly
so,
70. Look at that.
He is
70, right?
October, so he's 70.5. But everyone around him, he doesn't trust anybody.
No.
He circulates them nonstop.
Well, because
You know?
he really screwed over the oligarchs, right? The Russian, the billionaires.
Well, that's what I mean. These billionaires.
He's killing them. He's fucking.
That's right. There's a
euthanizing
full-on war going on.
That's what I mean. Is someone going to find him and take him out?
I would have thought it would have happened already, to be honest, and it has not. So, I mean, obviously he's got a tight circle around him. He's smart about his security, but he is in hiding. They don't see him very often.
He comes out and makes these speeches every now and then.
Right. Right.
No, he's got a lot of detail out there. Now he's colluding with China, and China is offering their support to do whatever they're going to do. And here's the thing:
They're dividing. They're dividing the world. Russia
I don't
gets half.
think
China
China.
gets
I don't
half.
think China could do a war. I think
Well,
they're so depleted
yeah, but
COVID-wise right
they
now.
have an investment there. They have an invested
don't
interest
know.
in Ukraine because Ukraine has natural elements there, or minerals.
Right.
They've got.
Well, so does China.
Well, they do, but I'm
But
saying.
I know what you mean.
They
but-
want more.
Well, I mean,
They want a monopoly.
China. Well, they're getting it because Biden let them take over Afghanistan, and Afghanistan has they're rich in minerals, and
I think they're running into roadblocks at Afghanistan.
Well, they're-
remember, I sent you that thing. I said
Yeah.
you're going to enjoy this.
yeah the Chinese are getting smacked around by the Taliban,
Yeah.
doing some jihad bombings
With American weaponry.
Yeah,
'Cause we left
yeah.
$80 billion worth of weaponry over there.
that's
God,
ridiculous.
don't bring that up again. That's just so painful.
The whole thing is painful and
It
it's
really
frustrating.
is.
Well, think of the money that the Biden administration is just kind of. I'm not saying the Ukraine money's thrown away. There's 117 million. There's 80 billion left behind in Afghanistan.
It's just nauseating.
That's $200 billion right there.
But the money going into Ukraine is obscene. It's obscene.
There needs to be
Oversight, man.
correct.
And that's
Where's
the thing.
this
It's a
money
blank.
going?
That's the problem. It's a blank check, and I guarantee 40% of it's going. Is not even funding the troops.
No.
It's going. It's lining some pockets.
Absolutely, 40%.
Yeah.
I would
There
go.
were-
I would go
Zelensky,
40%.
because Zelensky's
There
going to
were-
retire here soon and go, I'm out.
They were
Yep.
interviewing a female, political female in Ukraine, and they were asking her, or she was explaining what's happening with the money coming in,
Right.
and she was just like, "Well, we had to fire or remove people from position.
Oh yeah, no, they
because
cleaned house.
The money was going somewhere, and we'd allocate it to XYZ, and it got stuck at X." and didn't go to YZ.
Oh, absolutely.
And so we had to go in there and figure out what's going on with it.
There
And
was 4, 5, 6 people that were
now,
let go.
the money that went to X, half of it's there. The rest of half of it's gone. We have no idea where that's at.
Yep.
And now they were like, all right, well, you're fired. Get the fuck out of here. Where's the rest of the money? Well, I don't know exactly where it's at. No. YZ's gone. So now we're out. This is American taxpayers' money.
Absolutely.
This is our hard-earned money that is being extorted from us.
I know.
We don't even have a say on what's going on.
And
and the
what's
people in the
crazy
United
is
States,
it's only It's only $0.1 of $1 trillion. Is that
That's
right?
it. That's it.
A
What's our
tenth-
debt? 31 trillion
It's $0.1 of $1 trillion is what we've sent to them, which doesn't seem like a lot.
in the grand scheme of things. It's not.
It's really not. Well, I mean, we have $1 trillion deficits. $1 trillion deficits
Well, did you?
But
Did
that's-
you?
every year.
Well, I read an article today, and this really steamed me that Joe Biden gave the Teamsters $36 billion to bail out their pension.
This is the teachers union. What
the
is
Teamsters?
This? Oh, Teamsters. This is steel
The union guys.
union.
So Biden
Is
gave
it
them
iron and steel and
truck
railroad
drivers,
or
all
sorts
kinds.
of shit?
Yeah.
Okay, to bail out their pensions.
to bail out their pension because they managed it so poorly.
And every-
$36 billion.
And every single person got like $100,000.
$100,000.
Yep, I read the same article. Yep. Yeah, that's neat. That's cool.
So there you go.
Unbelievable.
$36 billion
Yeah,
right
because
there.
money doesn't mean anything now
no.
because
Hey, it was
they
cool.
can just keep going. It can
You know-
be 100 trillion.
Trump was kind of
200
cool.
trillion.
He went
Who
down
cares?
to East Palestine. We'll probably talk that in the second half coming up. But he went down there and he brought a bunch of food, water, and bought a bunch of food from McDonald's.
Which is great, but is it all just a fucking dog and pony show to?
Well, he's
to
always
to
been,
make the Democrats
all
look
right.
bad, right?
Well, yes, but he's always kind of helped those the blue collars out.
I agree.
But people say that.
I
but
agree.
The reality of it is, maybe that is true. But you know what? He went down there.
Still did it.
He brought help. And
You
know
can,
what?
yeah, you can
And
question,
now-
you can question the motive all you want, but the bottom line is they're getting
He
no
did
help.
it.
Yeah, but now,
No help.
now that he went down there, now all this shit's moving.
Oh, yeah.
Buttigieg went down there. Was like, oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. What did Buttigieg say
Unbelievable.
before?
What, Mayor Pete?
Mayor Pete. Oh yeah. God, that guy's got so much political experience.
He's terrible.
Terrible.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Maybe as you look for that.
We could talk about East Palestine in the second half.
That's a nightmare. And did you see the picture of the EPA coordinator and somebody and they're all drinking the tap water?
Get the fuck out of here.
I was like, and I guarantee they were like looking at the glass going, fuck.
Buttigieg said,
Right.
I felt strongly about this and could have expressed it sooner. That's what he said, describing the twisted metal. And he said, again, I was taking pains to respect the role that I have and the role that I don't have.
They
That's what he
look
said.
they look awful.
Ridiculous. Dudes
that's
like
our
us with
that-
new hours.
Yeah, that's our government for us.
We are 15
Yes, it
minutes
is.
shy to appease the masses, and we're enjoying it because I think we're going to get out a half an hour earlier.
I know.
today.
It'd be nice.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
dudes like us, I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I am Jeff.